who is also our father in MCAN. So I would like to invite him to come and share with us, because I believe that he has many things to share with us. Now, Assalamu alaikum, sir.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وبه نستعين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. الحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We continue to thank Allah for uncountable mercies we have enjoyed from Him. We are healthy. We are given a lot of provisions that sometimes people say we don't even deserve. So, enormous gratitude to Allah for all these blessings. And we also thank Him for making today a reality. The program is set to be family gathering, which is very, very important. We have this family gathering on daily basis when we gather in the mosque. We have it on weekly basis when we gather in the central mosque. We have it on and on. We have a lot of programs that bring us together as Muslims, where we share knowledge, we share ideas, we share feelings, and that's the essence of gathering always. One of the important purpose of Jama is to have Muslims gather together, having prayed obligatory. Then we also seek Allah's assistance, mercies, protection, provisions, and we also share our feelings with our Muslim brothers and sisters. So today's gathering is important, very, very important in our lives. It's one of the medicine for depression. When people say they are watching TikTok to avoid depression, it's the wrong medicine. One of the medicines for depression is to have a gathering like this where we meet our sisters, our brothers, we share our feelings, we become happy when we see ourselves in the midst of people. So, may Allah continue to guide us. Without much waste of our time, I want to, first of all, appreciate the efforts of the executives for making this happen, and also the invitees that honored the invitation. They have left whatever they are doing to come and honor Allah's call, and the knowledges they have shared with us is so appreciable, and we pray that Allah continue to grant you more wisdom and health, and whatever it takes to continue to propagate the deen of Allah. I also want to greet all my brothers and sisters that are patiently listening to the words of Allah. I believe you have some other things you will have been doing by now, but you sacrifice this time to come and listen to the words of Allah so that we increase our faith and we also add more knowledge to our practices. May Allah accept it as act of ibadah. So I'm asked to share some discussions with us to serve as benefits take home. We all have knowledge, we all have experience, even though one may surpass the other. Actually, it's not because of age, but because probably one has traveled here and there, you have mingled, you have found yourself in one situation or the other. So we come here, we share it together so that at least somebody can still improve on his life with such experience or knowledge. In the first place, I was somewhere on Wednesday. I was invited to a program, World Youth Day. I was invited to Ministry of Youth Development. And somehow it was a program that was purposely organized for the youth corps. So entrepreneurs were invited. I was among them. I was even the key speaker there. But so when I was preparing to go there, I didn't go there to present academic paper. I went there, I nearly went there with empty hands, just like I came here. But when I was preparing to go, I had someone who insisted that I must put something in writing. I must even prepare it as a paper presentation. Well, he did a lot to convince me. Later, I did so. Despite that, I was not talking to that paper. I was pouring what I knew in my head to the congregation, to the audience, because we must shift from academic presentation to a more relaxing interaction, so that we don't see it as paper to read. We see it as interaction, to share experience. And that is why I'm talking about theory and practical. We do more of theories than practicals, and that's why we have very minute knowledge of what we do. So, first thing I want to talk about is the low turnout. The same thing happened that place I went. He said they call it Youth Day, World Youth Day. And in the first place, I think I nearly became the first person to be at the program. I told them I won't be available until 11. They said 11 is good, that I should come at 11, just like I did here. And I was there. I made a mistake. I would have told them that, okay, when you are ready, call me. But I kept to their time. I was there. I happened to be the first person to sit down in the hall, prepared for the program. And I made them understand that we are wasting my time. That's what I told them when they came to invite me, that, were you people serious? Or you just wanted to do a ceremony? I'm not available for ceremony. If you know you have serious business, I can be part of your program. And they promised me. Unfortunately, they didn't start in time, and the turnout was very low. The same thing is happening here. Are these the whole of MCAN members that we have in the 16 local governments? 16 local governments. If we divide ourselves now by 16, I'm not sure we are going to be 3. So, this is one of those things we need to check and work on. We should shift from ceremony to purposeful programs. This program we are doing, we organize here, is very, very important in our lives. Especially youth. We are still undergoing training. We are learning. You still have time to learn. And it's good at this time. There are times when learning may not serve its purpose, its supposed purpose any longer in life. I'm telling you, even though it's usually said that we will all regret in life, and even thereafter we will all regret. Those that yield to advice, yield to constructive training, will regret that we will have done more. And those who did not will also regret that had we known, we would have yielded to the advice. So please let us encourage, let us do more to mobilize people to a gathering of this nature. And that reminds me, and that also takes me to the last question, the question that was asked by the sister. That how do we go about winning hearts to best practices? When we know that some people have their problems, and if you want them to leave what they are doing, to leave what is not that ideal to what is ideal, how do we go about it? Yes, that has always been my disturbances. And whenever brothers come to me, I do say it, that for those of you who already see life in being members of MCAN, do not see yourself as special objects. Do not see yourself as special Muslims. See yourself as somebody who has been blessed with wisdom, that you need to belong to the gathering of this nature. Then you now take time to win the hearts of others. Those, even like she said, dresses does not make somebody to be a non-Muslim. It depends on the background. I even put it here as part of what I want to say, that if you have missed it in the past, you can still catch up with it. You can still catch up with it. Your dresses, whatever, that's how you used to do whatever. You already see good thing now, then you can imbibe it and continue to practice it. So please, if you, even among those that have, subscribe themselves to MCAN membership, you should still not segregate those that are not yet appearing like brothers. Those that are not yet appearing like those that have aqidah. Take time, be careful. So that discouraging people from improving on their practice. So you are not that good at karate. I have very little background in Islamic dawah, but at least as an Ilorin, it's our heritage that you will be given that background to go to Leah even before going to school. So that is the benefit I have now. There is a verse of Quran that says, "Ba'da billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Wa ta'awwanu 'ala al-birri wat-taqwa wa la ta'awwanu 'ala al-ithmi wal-'udwan." It's enough to tell us that don't give your strength, throw your strength behind somebody who is committing improprieties, but throw your and committing sins. Don't throw your strength at the back of such people, but throw your strength at the back of those that are calling to the way of Allah and doing good. So then again, Malam spoke about ideal way of calling to Islam. ادعوا إلى سبيل ربك بالحكمة والموعظة الحسنة. I think I mentioned it. I do mention every time Muslim brothers bring their new executive. I used to say that don't condemn people, don't segregate, don't discriminate. By so doing, you are discouraging a lot of people. Some have just little push to come to the track. But by the time you say, why are you doing this? We cannot move with you because you are not. In fact, you have, to me, somehow you have even committed sin. Because that person will have been part of the number we are expecting. So please watch that area. For those of us that Allah has blessed, because it's a blessing. It's not that you won't make yourself. It's a blessing. Allah says in Quran that وَمَنْ يُرِيدُ أَنْ يَهْدِيَهُ يَشْرَحْ صَدْرَهُ لِلْإِسْلَامِ. For whom Allah so wish, He softens his mind. If Allah wants to guide you, He softens your mind. He softens your mind to Islam. So for you to know that it's a blessing, for you to give up yourself for the call, for whatever, it's Allah's blessing. It's not that you all make it. So you see it as a blessing and then you try to relate with others that are not yet imbibing such practice in a very soft manner, stylistically. Christians have too much styles to win people to their religion. So many things they do, they are patient. They are patient. And they will be pushing good things to you, showing that they love you, they care for you, whatsoever. Before you know it, you'll find yourself in that fitna. So we should also try as much as possible. And that's what the Prophet did. The Prophet did a lot. He didn't condemn. I learned somebody, I use this as an example. Somebody, a non-Muslim was passing by Mosque and he just peace at the premises of the Mosque. And when the Sahaba saw it, they rose up, they wanted to fight that person. The Prophet ﷺ surprised them. He said, no, calm down. When that person finished satisfactorily, he asked the Sahaba to go and pour water on that, and he now somehow let that person know that doing such in that environment is wrong. And that was the genesis of that person's acceptance of Islam. You understand? And so many things. So please, let's be careful in condemning, segregating, whatsoever. There was something that happened recently. I had a friend. Wallahi, this story I'm talking about, wallahi, is true. A friend, somebody, an elite, his last born, I think maybe he's just finishing NYS. A female, a girl. And he saw his friend who was in need of an additional wife. He now invited that his friend. Are you still determined to have an additional wife? Second wife for that matter. The person is age mate of that father. Or even if that father even ages the person. But they are just somehow contemporaries. When the friend now answered that yes, he was interested, the father invited the girl and introduced the man to her. That girl, at her age and whatever, he said, no problem. So long as that man will allow me to practice Sunnah. And that girl also said, about using my niqab. if that person will allow me to do that. The father went back to the friend and said so. That friend said, no problem. Shebi, you know me. Now, when the matter was tabled in the family, this thing, you have to do shower. Shower with my. Now, it was brother who started the whole thing that daddy, you built sunnah in this house, and when you bring somebody who is not seen a fully practicing sunnah, whatever, you may take us back. Or if, let's assume that man is accepting sunnah in its full this thing. What about his family? They may be saying the practices of that girl, among others, as strange and whatever. This thing. In a nutshell, the arrangement was scattered. I now thought about something. The way Prophet built Islam, the way people, the Muhajirun arrived in Medina, and the Ansar, the way they accepted them, even sharing a lot of their properties and whatever them. You see, it's a way of calling to Islam strategically. That made a lot of people accepted Islam. Though there were munafiqun among them, but Allah still shivered them. We saw those that accepted Islam sincerely. So I'm saying this to please minimize our condemnation of brothers that are not yet fully accepting Sunnah or whatsoever. With time, that can happen, and we are adding to the number of proper Muslims. May Allah endow us with that wisdom. Then, I've mentioned that if you have missed it in the past, you can still catch up with it now. For those of us that are giving excuses that now house, this and that, we don't used to do this, even you are not disturbed to read Quran, fine. You have found yourself, it is not too late. Please, my brothers, my sisters, please, may Allah accept it and ease it for us. Then, for brothers and for sisters, you know that criteria for engaging in matrimonial relationship, according to Islamic injunction, they said family background, money, beauty, and Islam. Then Islam was chosen. Sorry. So, having considered Islam, yes, if you want to marry a Muslim too, there are other things you look into. Those days, even apart from Islamic disputes, they will say, even not only to man, even to woman. Sorry, let me tell you. That's why the fact that the expenses of the woman is on the man. Those days, if you want to marry a woman, they will ask you, does that woman have a handwork? So this I think say. So that is okay. Before we now talk of man, please, men, it's very, very important. That takes me to one of the experiences we are having now. We as employers of labor. Men are so lent. They are lent in terms of efforts to make ends meet. Don't like to work. I'm saying this on a sincere basis. Men are so lazy nowadays that make women. Women are pushing. In fact, let me tell you secretly, the employers of Lagos now prefer having women in places than men. They give a lot of reasons. And look at the irony of the whole situation. It is men that have burdens on death than women. When women now fall in the hands of men that are making little effort, they become burdened with a lot of responsibilities. And before you know it, a lot of our youth women are begging around, even those that use makeup. It's unfortunate. So, in a stronger mood, I'm talking to our men to please. And yes, this is an avenue that is not only selling clothes and stuff, selling medicine. We are fond of, our brothers are fond of it that if they want to cook to you that they work, they sell medicine, Islamic medicine, they sell clothes. At this work, they are work, but they are not the only work that you can do to make ends meet. I'm talking in my own aspect, in my own field. Yes. Malam has given us enough as far as Fatawa in Quran and Hadith. I'm talking my own field as an entrepreneur, as a captain of industry. And why we choose all these petty trades is because we don't want to crack our brain, we don't want to stress our body. We want easy way to get fortunes. No easy way to fortunes. The real fortunes, no easy way. This is my boy, me here. When he wanted to do his, he had holiday sharp, and he now said, "Baba, let me come. At least I want to spend my holiday with you." He spent the holiday. He knew he went to a course. He never thought that it would even be as that tough. And deliberately, I created that environment like that. Because that was where I was coming from. And I'm seeing the benefits today. When we were younger, we were always engaged. Always engaged. We thought we were in slavery, Adisa. Honestly, I'm being candid about what I'm talking about. They will give me a target that this is the volume of the work you are going to do today, and you must do it. There's no way you fail to do it. Sometimes this thing, I'm comparing it with a big tree. When they cut tree, I was born in a farmland, and I was brought up in that environment. Then we used to use firewood to cook. So when we went into the bush, into the farm, we should not come home empty-handed or empty head. We must carry something come home. And sometimes when they were there, they would try you that you should carry something that is heavier than your strength. I'm telling you. They will force you to do it. All these things built us. When I now went into the city, I found life a little bit easier than where I was coming from. And that helps me a lot to face challenges and be able to combat them and win. So when they came around Hapa, even the consultants who are trying, they would like to pamper them. I would say, my friend, please. You see, I'm sure, one way or the other, I've lifted them up from where they were. Being a lawyer, being a doctor, being a whatever you call yourself does not mean you should not find something very, very, very productive doing that will engage your faculty and that will engage your strength. I studied English as a teacher, and at my master's level, I studied educational management. At my doctoral level, I studied admin and planning. But let me tell you today, even if not, in fact, I rushed to this place because I had enough in the factory to do. He knows. I don't sit down, right? I don't. If somebody wants to mess up something now, quick, I take over. Now, what I'm talking about is there is this dignity of labor. I was taught this thing when I was in secondary school in Islamic studies. Dignity of labor. Begging is allowed in Islam, but there are conditions surrounding begging. And we know we have fine beggars now, fine barra. We should do away from all these things. Honestly, our brother is this and that. Our brother, tell your brother to go and do holiday job. When I was at that level, I used to go to Lagos to follow motor. I was a conductor several years in Lagos before I graduated to become a driver, and later I became an owner. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So anytime I had a holiday from Katsina when I was undergoing my NCE, I traveled from Katsina to Lagos to garage. Ajay, for those of us that are coming from Lagos. Ajay Guru, I was conductor. When I had long back for 100 level in NC, then I went to Lagos. The money I gathered as a conductor, I used it to buy wall super tapa clipper. Wall super tapa. That was when I knew that name. Clipper, electric clipper. Then ask me what did I do with it. I automatically became a barber in the hostel. So from Friday to Sunday, I used to barb people's hair, collected 10 naira, 15 naira, and that survived me. Now today we can be proud that we have a Muslim brother who is doing well, whatever. Join the queue. Determined to join the queue. One of those things I reminded people at that program I told you is that yes, you must have studied whatever you studied. That has not stopped you to add more effort to it. Go and learn anything. I have an in-law. That in-law finished from Median College of Arabic and Islamic Studies that time, maybe Sani. So my daughter now brought him that he was looking for a job. I quickly called his attention. I said, have you learned any handwork? He said, no. Being an alpha does not mean you could not learn a work. Choose whether welding, furniture, fabrication of aluminium windows, whatsoever. If you can solve problems for people, you are rich already. Forget about certificate. I have those certificates today. In fact, my doctorate certificate is still on my table today. I have not kept it in any special place. It's on my table, my working table. The certificate that APU took a day to honor, to organize this, to give me. It's still on my working table today. I have not had a special place. I did not even remember at times when I'm looking for things on my table. I say, this thing they are still here. Money, it's not necessary to be big money, but at least you'll be able to take care of your immediate environment, and then Muslim women will also benefit from it, and then you become a role model. That's how it expands. So, please, for the fact that you have gotten your certificate does not mean you cannot still add some other things to it, whether brother or sisters. Go and learn. If it is tailoring, if it is knitting, if it is cooking, if it is whatsoever. You can cook in a modern way. The essence of your education is to do things in a better way. When I became an owner in Lagos, already I had my NCE then. So I quickly printed the letterhead, I printed receipt, I printed business card. My elderly ones were seen here as but behold, in fact, God made me to do that. took 2 steps ahead and I covered a lot of things they were yet. Those people are still there at the garage. Those who use their own vehicle to learn driving, they are still in that garage today. Even sometimes they call me, Taye, so let me have a vehicle. Those who use their own vehicle to learn, I'm talking of, in fact, as far back as 1990. So the essence of your education is to liberalize you, to be liberalized, to be liberated, to be liberated. Education is just for numeracy and literacy. Numeracy and literacy. For those of you who are lucky to study medicine, it's a vocational career. Law is a vocational career. Agri is a vocational career. Home econs is a vocational career. You already got your job. It's only to do it with education and make a difference from those bukateria and what have you. You will make a lot of money and make a difference. You become CEO. If my mother had been someone who cooked to sell, I will make it a restaurant. How does a restaurant operate? It's what you think about. Modern cooking. In fact, sometimes I was looking for I will be looking for a place where they are doing asaro porridge. I tell you, if some of you can have such an initiative, that okay, asaro is a special food. It's not every day they do it at home. Then you do your own. Maybe you had small things, or you had small fish, and you started somewhere selling it. Before you know it, you'll be disturbed. People will be coming from afar to come and buy your asaro. These are the things we have not taken our time to check. We always want to see ourselves in the offices. Honestly, I was having that shelter and I thought of doing food juice, fresh food juice. I named this juice job. I registered it PLC. Limited. And I started it myself. I brought machines from China that can extract orange juice from the orange without any serious disturbance. The apple goes to one side, the water goes to another side. Also pineapple and what have you. I operated that thing by myself like 3, 4, 5 months. When I handed it over to someone, it died. Because people think, and when I was doing it, could you believe it? It's more than 10 years ago, this thing I'm talking about. On daily basis, I used to get 15,000, 16,000 naira. See, these are the things you can engage yourself. You start somewhere. Please always have it in mind that you are going to start small. Please always have it behind your mind that whatever you want to do and you are dreaming big, please start small. For those of you looking for money to start a business, it's not ideal. It's not true. That is not true business operation. See, it is from the effort you are making that, funds that business to be big. I swear. If you are giving money to do business, most likely that money vanishes. But the one you gather through making effort, you solve problems for people, maybe you study, you learn tailoring, and you are doing it, you are consistent, you are sincere, you are transparent. Honestly, you can quickly, it's a shortcut, not that crypto or what you call it or whatever, that's a shortcut. The easy way of getting money is to be consistent, sincere, transparent, and what have you. So I don't want to take you too far. And that is why you need to be patient and you sacrifice. These guys thought they were coming to do all this work. I engaged them. I swear. I engaged them. And he's running up to now. And I'm telling him you must come back. Well, if you like, no lead lawyer. Lead justice. You must come back. You must come back. The other guy is reading medicine. I'm just I'm trying to watch them, and I will tell them one day, are you not coming back again? You must come back. That is where your fortune is. It's not from the four wall of the class. Four wall of the class is to liberate you. I tell you, I'm still repeating it. So that nobody calls a dog. If they call a dog a monkey for you, you are seeing a dog and somebody is telling you it's a monkey. That is what education does in your life, to separate between the two. It's okay, you come and that is what education wants to do. Certificate is not a mean to an end. So you must be ready to sacrifice. Then you must be ready to be consistent. Whatever you are doing, like me, you say that. No, do it consistently. At a point in time, you master it, then that thing develops naturally. So, my brothers and sisters, if you have not gotten a job where you expected, engage yourself in what is available. Engage yourself. Farming. Some of us graduated as agrarian. We refuse to go to farm. And another one I want to talk about before I forget. I've slightly mentioned it now that some of you are looking up to somebody who will give you money to start a business. Whereas you have passed through money, but you didn't allow money to pass through you. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I have some space. You are serving now, and you are giving allowance. Some of you still get stipends from where you are serving. Some of you are lucky to be fed. Maybe the house you are living, there are good parents who see you as their children. They feed you. So the money you get, you are looking up to iPhone to buy. You are looking up to heel shoe to buy. You are looking up to best clothes to wear. You are not helping yourself. See, those money, I didn't even go to service. But when I started getting money, do you know what I did? I joined a job, Adashi, contribution. I started collecting 70 naira, where I joined my brother in Kado, 1990, 70 naira per month. And then there was boss was 5 kobo or 10 kobo. So when I joined him, when I went to that place, I saw some laborer work that was involved. They used to employ people. I took over as an extracurricular activity. So I used to do the labor work, I collect the money. That money helps me to feed and transport. So whenever I collected my salary, I joined that job. The first money I got from my job, I quickly used my brain. There was a boat and nut. They call it foundation boat. That foundation boat is used to install lister engine for either provide supply power or to engine maker. For those of you who are outside here, engine maker. That's grinding machine. Lister, conveying loggy, àbí conveying lélùpọ̀. You saw in our own tiwa. That was where I joined my cousin. So the first Ajo money I collected, Adashi money I collected, I used that thing to make local foundation boat and nuts. And that was the genesis of my treasure. You see? So some of you don't cultivate attitude of savings. And you commonize some money that this one is just 10 naira. I tell you, this center you see today, I started from buying, that time they used to sell block 50 naira. So when I had 5,000 naira, I had bought 100 block with 5,000 naira. So also cement. This is how any join things together like play before you know it. So please, you cultivate attitude of savings. Don't commonize any money. Please save for the raining day. Now, from Adashi or Ajo or contribution, you graduate to cooperative. Even like this stage that you are doing your youth corp, some of you, if you have just started, start from now that our alawi we are not going to spend it. Let us form Ajo, 5 of us, 10 of us. And that one will even make you to go extra, to put in extra effort, because you know you over that job. Oh, the very low alawi there. The non alawi there now, because alawi there look very that job. You can't spend from your alawi because it's alawi that you are going to use to contribute. Then I will tell you that you need to go somewhere when you are. Most of you used to have free tax savings. All these things, and don't select. After my NC, I went back as a child. I was not I was given offer from what do you call it? A federal pay office, BLE, clearing and forwarding, teaching. I was given offers then, but I neglected them. I went to fatigue, driving, and that driving not just to drive. I'm a load Ilorin. All this rock, we used to load them. All these things, we used to load animal feed, cement, rice. So, in a nutshell, I'm saying what I think will benefit you, that can build your life, whether a man or a woman. So, from cooperative, before you know it, when you begin to do well, bank will be beckoning to you that they want to partner with you. Because they know you are doing well. Banks don't go to somebody who is struggling with life. When they discover you have arrived, then they will now be calling you latest partner. You need to expand. And by so doing, they are even selling some business ideas to you because they won't know. This is how you grow. From one thing leading to another. So please, my brothers and sisters, don't wait for anybody to come to your aid. You already have assistance. Like the video I watched recently, somebody a young man went to a man, an old man that please I need your assistance. That one say, please, Mundo Law. Daddy, a job, we need assistance. Daddy, Mundo Law. You can see that it's funny. Assistance is not something you can easily give. You don't even get it nowadays. So may God help us. And may God guide us right. And in choosing spouse, that is where I started. Choose somebody who is productive. Whether you want to choose a woman who you see that not just beauty and not just handsomeness, not just because it's a youth. Not just because it's a youth. Some of you, among women, sorry, you have somebody who is a bit older, maybe he's married, and he's doing well. He's doing well. You see his korokoro that he's doing well. And he's a brother who is upright in Islam. He comes to you that he wants to marry you. You say you are older. You are already old. You want to marry Malam Abubakar, that is young, very young. Yes, we are not helping ourselves. We are not even helping Islam. Somebody who will help you, help your children, and even serve as role models to your children. You are lucky you come about such a person. Think twice. I'm advocating for this because women are there. Women are there. We all know it. This is the clearing truth. Women are too many there now. So if you have opportunity, that does not mean that Mala Abubakar who has not married will not get women. Women are now popular everywhere. So please, Ejara Inila Kai. I must tell you this is a bitter truth. Somebody who even, for those of you who are willing to grow economically, who even already have background that you can make one joint two, such a person can quickly sponsor, finance your idea, and you become role models to your children. So this is one of those things I intend to tell you. For those of you, my brothers, if you want to choose a woman, choose a woman whom you know she's willing to develop herself. So that both of you don't exchange dependency, bodies. Though it's not compulsory for a woman to work, but at least it's a helping hand even to the children. If not for money, for being a role model. Being a role model. If a woman is constructive, if a woman is industrious, one of the major benefits is you are transferring this to your offspring. Whether a woman or a man among them, wallahi, they will grow up to be productive. If not because of money, that purpose alone is okay. And you are producing productive generation to the Muslim Ummah. May Allah assist us. So, this is enough. He said, a word is enough for the wise. And then I pray that Almighty Allah will continue to be our guidance. Please, brothers and sisters, as we handle Islamic knowledge in one hand, let us know that there is what we call dignity of labor, and Allah forbids begging. So work against it, except you have conditions that will help you beg. So may Allah guide us. I pray that we have more of this gathering, and may Allah prolong our lives and that of our parents. May Allah help us to be good and obedient children to our parents. And for those of us who have been able to accept Sunnah, Aqidah, please know how to protect it when you get home. Alhaji Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, his mind was purified. Alhaji Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his mind was purified. There was a way he related with the parents without offending them. Let us not become rebellion to our parents because we have accepted Islam in its fullest and we thought they are not doing it well. You can win their heart. I know of the parents that it was their children who won their heart to Aqidah. It depends on how you protected it. Allah assist. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
Let's say Jazakallah khair to our father. We really appreciate your wonderful speech, your wonderful advice. We ask Allah to continue to be restored for us and continue to be with you. Honestly, this talk that he gave us is worth, I can even say millions of naira, because there are some speakers that they will invite you to join their workshop and say, pay so. And there's nothing more that you want to listen to that we have not listened to yet. And we use this video again to appreciate the father for this wonderful work. We are asking Allah to continue to be with you. Amen. Now, if you check our time is far spent and we need to observe our salah. And without wasting the rest of the time, I want to use this medium to appreciate our invited guests and all of them for coming. And I want to encourage everyone. This program is not only MCAN program. We have a lot of programs, most especially for those of us that are in the lodge. We used to have a new program. We used to have a program weekly. And likewise, we do go to graveyard. So these programs we just straight to our channel that we can receive this information whenever we want to do that. And let us try as much as possible. We are here for a purpose. We are here as a team like a purpose, and let us make sure that that thing we put it in mind and be conscious of whatever we do. And with this, I would like to invite our brother Akala Farooq to come and give us a final vote of thanks before we move to the final prayer.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, summa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Give thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has made it possible for us to gather here in peace. May the peace and blessing of Allah continue to be upon the noble soul of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his household, his companion, and the generality of Muslim Ummah. On behalf of Muslim Corpers Association of Nigeria, we say Jazakumullahu khairan to our father for your continual support. You did not leave us to our fears. You've been with us through everything. We pray that Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not leave you to your affairs. May He continue to guide and protect you. May He continue to protect and give you goodness. To our invited lecturer for the impactful lecture, we say Jazakumullahu khairan. May Almighty Allah continue to increase you in knowledge. May He continue to protect you. May He continue to increase you in goodness. To our esteemed predecessors for your continual support, for being with us with or without leaving us to our affairs. May Almighty Allah, may He not leave you to your affairs. To the executives, the planning committee, we say Jazakumullahu khairan to everyone, and to we core members, we say Jazakumullahu khairan for honoring this invitation. Let's not forget, as we've been told, in our respective PPA, in our respective CDS, let's tell others about the activities of MCAN. Let's invite them to this program. May Almighty Allah grant us goodness in this world and hereafter. Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wassalamu ala al-mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.